Hi world, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the 2nd of December 2014. This is my second video of the day. I was talking with a very good friend of mine, Judd, who's doing the master's degree in cultural astronomy and astrology, courtesy of the Sophia Centre. And we were questioning, as always, one of the main questions in astrology, fate or free will. In the master's degree, students have the opportunity to be guided in their work by such luminous astrologers as Bernadette Brady, Nick Campion, etc. And when it comes to questions of fate and free will, there's always quite a feisty attitude there. And we were just sharing experiences. And I've always been a free will orientated person. Fate versus free will is simplified in a horoscope by planets on the left hand side of the chart versus planets on the right hand side of the chart. If you have the vast majority or all planets on the right hand side, you're more in tune with words like fate, destiny and predetermination, whereas if you're born with planets almost exclusively or primarily on the left hand side, you're more in tune with words like free will, choice and self-determination. And I'm totally on the left hand side, so I consider myself as totally free will orientated. But having discussions with people as you get older, it changes your ideas of fate and free will. I've always said that life is like sitting on top of a tree trunk, and you look back down the tree trunk down to the bottom of the ground, and that pathway from the ground to where you are sitting on top of the tree trunk is basically fate. It has happened. It's your past. Ahead of you lie many thousands of different branches and twiglets, all leading to the outside world, but the way that you get there is very much up to you. Now that's always been the way that I've seen fate and free will, with what has happened as being fated and what is ahead of oneself as free will, with the knowledge that the end objective is always that point at the edge of the boundary. As you get older, and as you, especially as an astrologer, you encounter more and more synchronicities and causality. For example, yesterday I did 4 readings. 3 of them were for people born within 24 hours of each other, 2 of them within 2 hours of each other, 1 in the Eastern Mediterranean and 1 in an island in the middle of the Atlantic. What was all that about? It's causal, it's synchronistic, and in certain cases it's serendipitous. And this makes me feel that there are greater forces at work here than we can understand with our conscious and logical minds. Certainly the unconscious and the subconscious seems to be having more and more of an effect, and the more one looks for patterns, the more one will find them. But too far down that road does lead to madness. It seems that as I get older, I begin to realise that certain things are not so much ordained or cast in stone, but there does seem to be purpose to one's life. And whilst I hold with the principle of eternal life, no death, and just eternal life with souls choosing to be born on planet Earth at this time for a specific purpose, which part of the condition is they have to forget that at the moment of birth, but the idea is to rebalance the Earth. It works with the free will principle, but it does seem that there are certain boundaries which become more and more obvious as one ages. It's not that there's no choice or free will, but as one ages, perhaps the branches ahead of oneself become less varied, more focused, a more narrower approach. And as one ages, perhaps you can feel the hand of, not destiny as such, but some type of larger force greater than oneself at work in the background, guiding, shaping, assisting. And the more you try and make it conscious, the more you screw up. And the more you try and direct it and control it, the crazier it gets. And you can only see it in retrospect. But it's there. And if you trust the process, it always will be there. It is, I suppose, the astrologos, the knowledge of the stars, the more than just knowledge, the almost embodiment. I don't want to get into gods and goddesses and angels and things like that, but there does seem to be some type of magnet in the future that's pulling us forward, and it seems as if a lot of people's over the horizon radar is really beginning to ping. More on this in the next few days. Catch you later. Bye.